Thank you so much, Mr. Hamish. Thank you. And wish you all the best with your hard work. And I just want to say we appreciate you. And I have achieved like 93%. Sanbonani. This is Emma Onokula Wamkizis Bongo. I live in Devon in KwaZulu-Natal, and I was born in KwaShlabisa in KwaZulu-Natal.
Hello, how you doing, man? So let's get started. So I'm Hamish, by the way. Let's get started. So we have a question right here. Let's see, the cost in rand. Rand is South African money, but it could be dollar, it could be dollar, it could be in pounds, it could be Nigerian naira, or it could be Tanzania shillings, or it could be any money, man, any African money. Let's get started. So this cost of ordering and storing X unit. Oh, so we take X unit. What does that mean? For example, 4 units. If I take 4 units, this is a cost. Excuse me, sorry. So this is a cost function. That's what I say C means. For example, if I order 1 unit, so I'm gonna say C. How many units? 1, and then I'm gonna put whenever there's an X, it's gonna be 1 because it's an X unit of ordering and storing. So it's going to be 1, and this is going to be 2 times 1 equal to 2 plus 20,000, 200,000 over how many units? 1, and then this is going to give you how much it costs. You understand? So now for them, they don't want that. They say find marginal cost. So they give you normal cost, and then you have to get marginal cost. So for you to know marginal cost, there's something called derivative or differentiation, which I'm showing you how to do it. Now let's differentiate or derivate. It's very easy, man. Show you now how to derivate, how to differentiate. If I show you 2 examples, you should be fine. Okay, if somebody give you, let's say f of x, can be f of x or c of x. Okay, so let's say f of x equal to x power 3. Let's say there's a 2 here. Let's say differentiate. So what you do when you differentiate here, first and foremost, before you differentiate, make sure your number has been power. Is it in power? Yes. Means number has exponential. Now let's go. So you take this number here, take it to the back. So you're gonna say, okay, when I differentiate, this must be dash. That dash tell you like, now you differentiate. Now equal 3 times 2 equal to 6, and then write your x. Now 3 minus 1 equal to 2. Okay, so this is our derivative. We have already differentiated 6x squared. Now another one, they're going to give you something, let's say g of x, let's say square root of x. They say differentiate. So you see we got a problem there. You know what problem? You don't differentiate when you have a root. You can, but for you, I want to make it easy for you. I'll make it as exponential. So I'm going to do it. This same is say, you see this one? This same is say x power half. It's the same thing. So this now I'm going to say g. So when it's in base in exponential, now you can differentiate. So I'm going to say gx. Now we differentiate. So I'm going to put prime equal. I'll take this a half to the back. It's going to be a half, and then write this exactly. See, on top, always on top, and then take this number minus 1. If you take a half, whatever is here minus 1, half minus 1, you get negative a half. Take a half. Look, minus 1, you get negative a half. So our derivative, so this is what we have. So if you want to simplify further, you can say equal to a half, and then you see this one here, we can reciprocate. This is going to come to the bottom, so this is going to be x. Since it's negative, when it comes to the bottom, everything is going to be positive a half. So this is what we have. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to simplify further, you can say this is 1 over 2, and then whenever you have this number, mean this is square root of x. So this is derivative. One more example, just one more, the last one. And then we go to the question. We want to see how easy it is. So somebody give, let's say, p of x, let's say price of x equal to, let's say, x, let's say 3x, and then minus 4 over x power 4. Let's say differentiate. So that one is very easy. So what I'm going to do, like I say, is good. Okay, for you to differentiate, make sure everything has been exponential before you get started. So it's okay. So I'm going to say, before I say put dash here, This half is in a root. I don't need root. You know what I'm saying? So now let's put in normal. So this can be 3. This root means like x power half. A half, excuse me. It means say half. It's a half. And then minus. You see this one also? So another thing, it's not good to differentiate when you have a group at the bottom. See this number here? This is like for the people who are beginner for differentiating right, or derivative. So if you want to go deeper, you can go to my other video, okay? So now, you see this one here? It's not good when it's at the bottom. Take it to the top. Now remember, only if it's at the bottom. You see this one is on top, so good. This go to the top. So on top we have a 4. Take this to the top. So we haven't started to differentiate yet. So you know, if you take this to the top, this sign is going to change as possible, right? When you come here, it's going to become negative. So everything stay the same, but here it become negative. So now, can you differentiate? Yes, you can. Why? Because you have everything is in it exponential. Everything is exponential. Now let's differentiate. So I'm going to say P. Now is when I'm going to say prime. Prime is like I differentiate now. Equal. Take this a half to the behind, so it's going to be 3 times a half. 3 times a half is going to be 3 over 2. You can plug in the calculator if you want, or if you basic, you can say. Now you say, write this x right on top always. And then take this number on top minus 1. A half minus 1 equal to negative a half. And then you minus, you do the same thing here. Take this number multiplied by the number at the back. Negative 2 times negative 4, no, negative 2 times 4 equal to 8. You know what I'm saying? And now you have your x. Take this number, so minus 1. Negative 2 minus 1 equal to negative 3. Oh, we're done already. So what we can do now, we have already differentiate. We can just simplify here, say P prime equal. So we're going to take this to the bottom. So we have a 3 over 2. You see this number here is going to come at the bottom. So we have already differentiate. But now it's like, you know, it's not good to have a final answer, is it? Negative exponential, negative power. That's what bring them to the bottom. So this is going to come here, it's going to be x. You see this negative? It's going to come here positive. We just reciprocate here, you know. 8. And this is going to come at the bottom. And the only thing we change is negative, it's going to become positive. Oh, we're done already. If you want to simplify further, it's no. So here is where we derivate. So 3 over 2. You see this number here? Same as the square root of x. They have an 8 over x cubed. So, and this is P prime. So now let's go to our question. It's easy, so I believe you have an idea what is happening there. Okay? Now let's go. So now, so if you have a cost function, so we say if I have a cost function and I want to go to the marginal cost, I'll go to marginal cost, or from cost to marginal. Means from the cost function to marginal function, what you do, you just derivate this. Derivate this, and what you got is marginal function. So before I derivate, like I say, everything must be power. It's exponential. So this, let me say, which power is here? This is like power 1. So I'm talking about C x equal to, so this is like say 2x power 1, and then we plus. You see this one here? I don't need like that. We say whenever you have something, you must go to the top. Oh, so which power is this? Since there's no power, means this is power 1. Okay? If there's no power, if there's no power, it's like if somebody take 2, means this is 2 power 1. Because 2 power 1 equals 2. If somebody say x, means x power 1. So we're going to say this is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you see this one here is going to go to the top. So this is going to be x. The only thing we change is going to be negative, means you reciprocate. We call it reciprocation. Okay? Now, can you derivate? Oh yes, we can, because everything is in exponential and everything is on top. Now we say now, cost function we derivate equal, take 1 times 2, 1 times 2 equal to 2, and then this is x, it's just x. 1 minus any number, you must minus 1 here. Like whatever you can, minus 1. 1 minus 1 equal to 0. Now, you take this, we have it, plus. Take this negative 1 times 200,000. Negative 1 times 200,000, and you get what? Negative 200,000. And then write your x, whatever is there, minus 1. So it's negative 1, right? Like that number is negative 1 minus 1. Negative 1 minus 1 is going to give us negative 2. You know what I'm saying? So now what is next? So we have already derivate or differentiate. Derivate, differentiate, the same thing. So now let's simplify. So now we say, so now this is not cost no more, is marginal cost because we have already differentiated. So marginal cost equal any number power 0 equal to 1. You see, you watching me right now, if I put you power 0, you equal to 1. You know what I'm saying? You see this arm here, just put 0, it's gonna be this arm equal to 1. My whole body put power 0, everything equal to 1. So now that means this x power 0 equal to 1. So it's gonna be 2 times 1 equal to 2, positive and minus, minus, and now this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the x negative 2. So now if you come back in the option, before we simplify further, because we know we got to simplify, but let's simplify further. But we know we have already differentiate, but let's simplify further. So what? Marginal cost equal 2 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you see this one here? Is going to go to the bottom. So since this is negative, it's going to become what? X positive. And this is our most simplified one, like if you simplify further. But this and this, both of them are okay, but I'll go for this because this is more simplified. So if you come to the option here, this is the answer. But for them, I blame them because they didn't simplify further, man, you know. But it's okay because it's part of the answer. So this is the answer. So this is our marginal cost. Because take it, you differentiate. Now let's go for the next one. Question number 19. Choose the correct statement. You know what I'm saying? But before we go there, let me show you something because it's very, very important. I don't want you to memorize. Look, you know what? Sometimes they might tell you, okay, this is marginal cost, right? It's a marginal cost, right? It's not part of the question, right? Is this marginal cost? Oh yes. Now tell us how many units do I need to have for me to maximize what is this? The order, right? How many units for me I need to have it so that I can, oh no, we don't want to maximize the cost. Nobody want to maximize the cost because it's the cost. But if it was profit, I'll say to maximize. But now since it's the cost, do you want to maximize what you're going to spend? No. So now we're going to say how many units, what does unit represent? Unit will represent by this X. So how many units do I need to buy or to purchase for me to minimize the cost? You know what I'm saying? But if it was a profit function, they would say maximize the profit. Because the profit, everybody want to make profit. So to minimize the cost. So we want to find the unit. What is the unit? Unit represented by X. Oh, so whenever they say maximize or minimize or biggest or lowest, you know what you do? You take this, you equate equal to 0. I'll say this again. Whenever they say maximize, minimize, biggest, lowest, greatest, smallest, so what you do, you equate this equal to 0 and then you find the unit. So I'm going to say 0 equal to 2, but only when you see this one here. So for our case, we want to minimize the cost. That's why I say we equate this equal to 0. Let's say 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we go by x squared. So what happened then? I can take this, see this is negative, to the left, it's going to become positive. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 200,000 over x squared equal to, because this is going to come here positive, so it's going to be this plus this 0, which is going to be there. So on the right hand side we have 2. So let's solve for x. So this, we can just cross multiplication. You know what I'm saying? You can cross multiplication. So I'm going to say this time there, x squared times 2 is going to be 2x squared. And 1 times 200,000 is going to be 200 star. So divided by 2 and then divided by 2, this cancel. So our x squared equal to 1, 1, 2 to 1, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we square root, you know, we square. So x equal, if you square root that one, okay, take a calculator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're gonna get 3, 16, 22. 3, 16, 22. But you know, units cannot be, how many units? Okay, which unit you going? I'm going to unit 1.5. No, we don't have a unit 1.5. So we're only gonna leave that decimal. Even if it's 1.9. Unit has which unit? Unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 5. You know, you can have a unit 1.6. Okay. Oh, it's like, okay, which street number you say? I say street 1.7. Like, oh, this is wrong address, bro. You know? So this is gonna be 316 unit for me to minimize my how I'm gonna spend. I need to have what? This unit. You know what I'm saying? You know, no X represent the unit. So, but this is not part of the question, but I ask this every day, every time. This is the most common asked question. So now, let's go to the last. Make sure you learn this. This is most important, eh? Okay, now, I don't need this one. Okay, let's make a space here. Okay, now let's go. Let's say here now the additional cost when ordering and storing 650 units. Oh, so we order 6, so we want to get cost. So they don't talk about marginal here, they don't talk about nothing, it's just a normal cost. So what does a normal cost mean? Cost is this. It's a cost function. This is a marginal cost function. No, it's not function, it's just a marginal cost. Yeah, it's just marginal. You can call it function, but just a marginal cost, remember. Yes, it can be function too. Okay, now let's go. Now they say additional cost. Oh, what is additional cost like? Okay, I'm buying this pen. Like you see this pen here, I'm buying 20 rand. This marker pen, the different type of marker pen. But that's why I'm telling you guys, man. This stuff costs a lot of money, man. You know, for me to run this stuff, it's a lot of things in the background. You guys, you don't understand when you watch me. Feel like, oh, it's a lot of things, man. You see all these. Let me show you here. You see all this stuff here. You see all these. It's a lot, man. You know, let's go. But you understand, man, all this whiteboard here, man, we gotta go and buy, man. You know, camera and stuff. It's a lot of things here. Okay, now let's go. So now let's say here, additional cost. Because I just read additional cost, it take me like, oh, now it's about cost now. So additional cost. Okay, what that mean? Means, oh, when ordering a unit of 6, oh, so we order how many units? So we know units represented by X. 650 units. Okay, it has increased. Oh, so it has increased to 65 units. So it's still a unit. We deal with the units which are X's. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here. So they say, how can this be determined? Like, if these are units, how are we gonna get that additional cost? Additional cost. Oh, so we want to like, okay, that's increasing price of what I'm gonna pay. Of ordering and storing this unit, it has increased to this unit. So we want to know that increasing cost. Come on, this is easy. So what I'm going to do, I will get the cost of the other unit and cost of the other unit, and then I will subtract them. So I'm going to take this, and then we find how much it costs. So say C, because these are X's. These units, these are units, they're not say cost. So that's what I put here. So 651. 2 times 651 and then plus 200,000, and then we over how many units? 651. And then also we need to get the unit of photo 650. We know this is going to cost more because it means you take more unit. Okay, now this will be for 650. It's going to be 2 times 650 and then plus by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 651. So we're gonna plug this in the calculator. Means get this in the calculator, get the answer, and then get this, and then we're gonna find out like, okay, oh my god, sorry, this is 50. And then we're gonna find out like, okay, when I bought 650 units, how much did I pay? And when I took 651 units, how much I'm gonna pay? And they say, oh, so this is additional price, additional units, additional cost that costed me. If I'm buying these, say for 20 rand, only one. So if I want to know additional cost, means if I buy 2 of them, this is gonna cost me 40. So what is additional cost? I need to get the cost of this, and this is 40, and then we subtract. So I'm gonna take this minus that. You know what I'm saying? So then I can get a cost. So let's go. So now you plug these and you get the additional cost. So it depends. If the normal cost, but if they talk about the marginal cost, then I'll use this. Me say, oh, I'm gonna have to find this with what is that? With that, and then get the answer. So it depends, because now they did not specify it is what is this? Normal cost or marginal cost. They just say additional cost. So this cost could be marginal, or it could be just normal cost. You understand what I'm saying? So also I could have said, oh, okay, I can also say use this. See, okay, let's say 651. Let's say 2 minus 1 2 3 4 5 x. Oh, it's not x anymore now. It's all 6 5 1, and then we say -2, and then so I'm gonna have to get the answer here and get the answer there, and then you subtract them. You know what I'm saying? But here they didn't ask us to get that answer. So here it's gonna say 650, 2 minus 1 2 3 4 5 650, and then we say what? -2. So here this is going to give us the answer, and this is going to give us the answer. You can plug in your own time and get the answer here. And get the answer here, and then when you subtract, then it's going to give us additional costs. But this for marginal function, or it could be the additional cost for normal cost. So common equation with the option, they say, oh, the additional cost can be determined only by calculating this. But how are you going to get additional cost only by calculating one? If I know this, the price of calculator, how are you going to know additional cost? You can't know additional cost by only, involving only one item. Now, can be calculated by as a difference between this and that. Oh yes, I'll go for this. So for them, they went for a marginal cost. You know what I'm saying? They went for a marginal cost. Additional cost is calculated by setting this one equal. Never set this equal to that. You only, don't worry about it. This is wrong. Just a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? This is just a waste of time. It's only by x and they substitute into, but this is like, oh, come on, you're gonna get additional cost by calculating only one unit? No, you must involve two things. So I personally will go for this. But you know what? I just want your opinion. You tell me what you think, okay? You know what I'm saying? You might learn from my mistake. You might have another opinion. I'm more than, you know, I welcome the criticism. You know, that's how we can learn from one another. You know what I'm saying? So also you can tell me what you think. But me personally, I'm gonna go for that, okay? So thanks a lot for your time, man. I appreciate it. And if you face time, peace, we go, we out. Hello, how you doing, man? I'm Hamish. First and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for the people, you know, who donated to the program, because, as you know, it's a lot of things, you know, behind, you know, deal with the, you know, feeding homeless, you know, with a little half. You know, I was one of those. I was one of the homeless people for almost 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So I started this program with the knowledge, a program giving back, and you know, for most of the donation that I get from you guys, you know, it's helping us to make this project going, and you know, also go and give back to people who I need, and also some helping this project going. You know what I'm saying? So you also can make it. It doesn't matter, you know, which background you come from. Either you come from very complex or concrete, or very tough, you can also make. I was one of those kids, you know, go to school with no shoes. Thank you so much. It's just a waste of time. You do this question? It is easy like that, man. Thanks a lot. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I believe in learning from how to do things. If it's make sure you subscribe, and you know, you can just go and do donation to our Patreon page. I have a Patreon, I have a GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? I have all the means of donation, because to make this project going, you know, any type of donation, the little that you think is too small for you, it could make a lot of change. And thanks a lot for all your time, you know. Subscribe, don't forget, share this video, circulate to a lot of people, you know, because the meaning of this project, this program, is to help as many as we can, okay? It's not only for one person or two, because you might think it's not helpful for you, but for somebody next out there, it could be very, very helpful. So thanks a lot, man. And you know, any donation that you did to me, it means so much. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Go to our Patreon page, go to our GoFundMe, because we need to have a lot of things. We need to put them together, like camera, and a lot of equipment, so that we can improve on a lot of angles, a lot of aspects of these projects. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate and I love you. Peace, man. Bye. This is one of my students of knowledge. She wanted to introduce herself. What's your name? Could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Kali. I go to Southern Primary School.
Yeah, I'm trying to Bantu. I'm trying to Bantu is everywhere, right? So this is my other student. His name, what's your name? Matthew, yeah, he's grade 11, man. So his aim is to score distinction, right? So you promise I want you to score distinction this time. And what's your name? Joshua, how much you promise me to score this time?
Distinction.
Distinction. Yeah, so I'm trying to Bantu is everywhere, man.
I'm trying to about you everywhere. I'm trying to about you everywhere.
Everywhere.
Trying to about you
Exactly.
everywhere.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. If you had to give advice, which advice would you give to the people or to the students?
Trust Hamish.
Why would they trust me?
No, because it's really good. It actually has helped a lot. I redid first year for maths. It was my own fault, but also I didn't know a lot of the work. And Hamish said lots of hard questions, and it's demotivating sometimes to do the harder stuff. You just want to get done, but it's the hard stuff that makes you realize the easy stuff is easy.
Da